Hey
So
guys,
good.
back with another Top Trends episode. This is Nick Fisher. We got Prince over here, and we're going to be breaking down specifically a top school games winning skateboarding course doing 19K a month right now in recurring revenue. Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. So here's how we are going to be approaching this. This is a little bit different if this is the first time watching the show. We actually like to go through, demo, and buy through funnels. Prince, how many school communities are you in currently as we speak?
Like 200.
200, and I'm in over 20. So there is a lot that Prince has seen that I haven't. That's why I love having him here anytime that we're talking about school. And how many times have you specifically been a school games winner yourself or had a co-founder or a partner that was at school games?
So like about 5 to 6. Like I've consulted
Yeah.
more, but like about yeah.
Is there anyone that is exceeds that amount? You got to be in the top five of people that have attended school games, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done it like 3 times. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, I feel like there's only one or two people that have done
There
that
you guys
unless you work
go.
at school. Yeah.
There you guys go. And yeah, me and Prince met formally at FHL about a year ago, almost to date,
Yeah.
a year ago, and has been helping me out with my own endeavors, especially on school this summer. Is an outstanding addition to this series. So thank you, man. Appreciate you being on.
I'm excited to be here.
Cool. So I will start by just showing the community, but then Prince, go ahead and drive through this thing. I think you already found it though, right? It's on the
Yeah.
school board. All right, cool.
Let's see.
Let's
Do
get
I have to
into it.
share my screen? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, guys. While he does that, the school games leaderboard and the school games have changed a lot since the inception, it seems. And now they are breaking out by category and giving you both the last 7 days of revenue and MRR, which is cool in a few ways for us. So we can look and see what reoccurring revenue a community is doing, but also if they are basically growing or kind of not doing as good of job on acquisition as they were at peak. So we can see right off the bat, like Prince, let me know what that tells you. But for me, I'm like, cool, he's got $19,000 in MRR. However, in the last 7 days, there hasn't been a concerted acquisition effort. And it looks like he's getting less customers this week than maybe the prior week. Yep, right there. So, ooh, interesting that you went right into here. Why'd you do that, Prince? Right away, you went into his profile. All right.
Okay,
All right.
so yeah, I like checking people's profile because that's one of the most common things to do. Just check out like how many communities they have, what communities they're part of, right? And that we have in common, and just look at their profile. Sometimes you can check out their socials. You can check out how many followers they have, which is pretty interesting on School. Is when you have community members, they automatically get a follow from each member. So
Mm.
yeah,
Interesting. So 4.7 of those were forced adoption follows essentially, and then the other ones are
exactly.
okay. So what
Um,
does that tell you? That he's very popular then even outside of his customer base or his people that he's attracting? He's because of the being on the school games leaderboard, presumably?
Yeah, and also like when you like I checked this right here, it looks like it's archived, but yeah, like when you have people join your community, you basically become the person like whenever you post and stuff, you get a notification of the people you follow. So yeah, it makes you more popular on School in general. So any community that he's a part of, right? If he, for example, in School or he makes a post, everybody that's in here will actually get a notification of his post. So it makes
Oh,
him more and
so
more powerful. Yeah.
that's why he's not archiving or deleting the group then presumably then. And even if he doesn't want to focus on his free group anymore, he just keeps it up there for that benefit.
Yeah, no, even if he deletes it or archives it, which it looks like he already has, it still has the same followers unless they unfollow him on purpose.
Oh, okay. So can people not see the skate IQ anymore, or it's just is it visible to you, or
They
it's
just
just
can't
visible to the
join. They just
oh, they
can't
just can't.
join.
What
Yeah,
happens if
I
you
don't know
hit
if you can
upgrade
see it.
now?
If you,
You see
what do you
that
mean?
link? To me, that's not quite optimized because if people are going to find it still like us and
Upgrade.
hit
Let's
view,
see.
you see the upgrade now.
I think it's the main community.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the main community. All
Okay.
right, sweet. So yeah, he patched himself by doing that. I would have just made it a little bit more overt on that like header. He might as well change his header photo and just say point to the right of it and just be like, we're all in here now.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what in here course free did when they shut down their other free group. They're just like, okay, new community here.
Yeah.
Um, and then
Sweet. And I,
they
I
go
love
from
that
there.
post too, the closing this community in 12 hours. How long ago was that posted?
Yeah, that was
December.
like, yeah,
Yeah. I see
And
this
then
all the
he
time
puts
though.
a
Yeah.
look, he put this, we're here, and he puts the link as well.
That's
So that
best
way,
practice to me. Is something like that and then
yeah,
keeping it up there, but you have to adhere to it. If you allow people to
yeah.
continue to post, do they in their free group down below?
No, he can't post. And like
Okay,
he
cool.
actually had like 2 months of promoting and telling them like this the new course is live, the new free community is live. So that way there's enough time for people to head on to
Sweet.
the next
Well, then
community. Yeah.
you guys are out of luck. That's an exclusive because if you can't join that one anymore, or can you still? Is it still
You
able to
can't
join?
join.
Yeah,
No, you
so
can't.
that's a great example of a free course shut down, moved to a different, home done right. I see a lot of people
Yeah.
do it not
Growth
optimally, but this is good
operating.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the growthoperating.com did the same thing, and like everybody that's in there, you kind of get like exclusive access if you still have the course still there. Yeah,
Shout out to that community. I've met so many of you guys now that were in that community, and it's such a cool network that basically
yeah,
emerged from there of growth operators. And I'm glad to have met y'all. All right, so let's what else? Anything here that's interesting about his activity, Prince? I love heat maps of activity. I look at that a
yeah.
lot.
It does look like he's pretty active, and I think that probably what happened in his free community, and then he realized, okay, we have a lot of people joining my his paid community, and let me focus on this.
Hmm.
But I don't think he should have still stopped his free community because there's a lot of touch points and opportunities here. Like for example, growing his following, so
Hmm.
many conversion mechanisms, and it's way easier. Like you can see, right? There's like 5 times already the amount of people that's in here
hundred
that he's
percent.
able to, speak to get
That's
into
I
any of
would
these two.
Yeah, and then he has the Ascension. So like to me, I agree 100% agree with you. And the $9 a month price point is so low that you could probably go free trial and a bit higher if you had the right strategy. Now I get like lowering price point because it's easier to sell. The more you lower it, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking,
Yeah,
the easier it is to convert. But a free trial with a slightly higher price point is something that's very easy to test and would solve the consolidation issue too if you really didn't want to have two groups. That's the only other thing I'd recommend. Otherwise, yeah, a free group isn't that much work if it was already working for the Ascension.
exactly. That's the same thing. The growth operating they did is they just focus on their paid community. Did
Yeah.
try, I think they tried a free trial for a little bit so that they can just focus on it more. But that was a way higher price point. It was like I believe like $500-600 lifetime. Um, yeah, so it was way more made more sense to focus on that and the higher ticket.
Okay. And do you see this often with the Ascension is just clearly mapped for us? Like we don't have to try very hard to understand that it's free to $9 a month to 999.
Yeah, maybe even hide this community and then just focus on these two and just make it even more clear.
Would you show the ascension? Because typically, you know my style. I don't always show ascensions. It depends. It's very
Yeah,
dependent. If someone can go right to it, which it looks like they can, I can book a call and like bypass it. But for a lot of our courses, we want people to like you can't get to Owners Club unless you are
yeah,
get it Squad Up Summit. You can't buy Squad Up unless you're a sub two student, for instance. So for me,
yeah.
it's I guess situational. For you, is that best practice on School to do that?
I think sometimes it is if you just hide like the price kind of or like figure out a way to like what we did with Gexa, like kind of just have them book a call and have a video there and things like that where you show them that there's something there to create a little bit of like interest and FOMO and then make them book a call or the next step, but not really showing the price if that makes sense.
Sweet. Let's continue. Let's jump in or wherever you want to go next.
So what was next on the agenda? We jump into
Next
the
is the
about
about
page.
page. Yep.
Okay, cool. Do you want to start with the free one, even though it's archived, or just jump in here?
No, let's start here, to be honest.
Okay.
If that's it links right to here
Yeah.
anyway. So we already gave there. So to me, what comes off the bat as soon as I hit this page is that there were three admins after I saw 28-day challenge, but that's generally not where my eye goes. I normally go from 28-day challenge to join at $9 a month. And for me, if
Yeah.
I had just come organically, he might have paid traffic coming to this and we can try to find some ads. But to me, a challenge at itself is not valuable. It is a conversion mechanism that most of your prospects don't understand the value of. Some of them will if they're of our space. However, like
Yeah.
I would much rather have a benefit statement here of how to learn skateboarding in 7 days, like benefit time bound without pain or some sort of clarifier there.
Yeah,
Like transform your skating in just 10 minutes a day. Transform it to what? Am I going to get Tony Hawk level good or am I just going to be able to do a kickflip?
28-day challenge is kind of vague. Yeah, it's
Yep. Yeah, like it's
I-
fine by itself. Is like you could say, I like it in the side over there. Join the 28-day skateboarding challenge that tells you how to go from current to desired in X amount of time. That's
yeah,
like ish where he's getting. It's just it's a bit vague on what transformation I'm going to get. Maybe I'll just look better on the skateboard.
Welcome to the 28-day challenge. As you can see, we're here to push you to get a stronger foundation on your skateboard. Whether you're
Stop
just
it.
picking up and this is
Stop it
where you
there.
want to start, or you spend some time.
All right. So incongruence right away. Transform language. 28-day challenge was the same, but he used transform. And then do you see what he said there? We're going to something else in that first statement. Now, if I'm a prospect and I thought I was getting like the ability to transform my skateboarding, now I hear a different word. It seems like such a small thing, but now I'm confused. And the prospect, confused mind doesn't buy. You want to be both
yeah,
clear as to what the challenge is doing. You're challenging me to what? Get better? Get better how? Lose weight? Lose weight is very specific. People like we've all agreed upon that losing weight and that 1 pound is a measurement of that weight, right? So I
yeah,
was looking just for more clarity right off the get, and I didn't get it.
Time on your board. You just want to get a little bit better, and you want to stay accountable for the next month to stick to your goals.
Okay.
Which
I'm getting a little bit better for $9 a month. Now I get it.
is 28 days of singularly focused drills that you will do for 10 minutes a day. Each
Stop
day
it again.
essentially prepares you for.
I don't love that either. So leading off with your number one bullet, because people haven't bought the program yet at this point. Leading off with
yeah,
drills, aka practice, aka hard work. What you want to do is flip it and talk about the most exciting thing, or easy thing, right? About the challenge. The fact that you're gonna like look like a freaking god on the skateboarding and you're gonna have like women, money, power, status. I don't know what it is, but like whatever it is for your target market. None of like to me, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Drills, that sounds like high school basketball practice now.
yeah. It's like more selling them what they want, give them what they need, and break
Mhm.
down.
For tomorrow. So once you join, you're going to get a DM from Tyler that says, "Welcome to the team. Click this link to start the challenge." This will bring you to our classroom. Once you get into the challenge right here, you go to start here, you can learn a bit how it works. Okay, I think this is really cool. Step one, you've already done. We're in the classroom. Step two, we'll be going through the program day by day. Now, this is a really cool part. You can open up the personal tracker and you can make your own copy by just pressing file, make a copy. And this right here will allow you to track your own progress. Okay, you do drill number one and you click it all the way through, and you have now 6 of the 7 available
All
points.
right,
My
stop it.
favorite.
I'm just gonna say this for him specifically. I would crop out your URL bar too of what you just did because now you said the coolest part of what it is, but they're still not in it. So if anyone wants to steal the tracker, now they can just grab the URL and get it. The coolest part of your $9 a month thing. So you want to protect the assets that are with beyond the paywall, and not allow for people to do that. So what's going to happen inevitably, since you're on the games leaderboard and you're top dog, someone's going to leak that or try to basically sell it, usually a third world affiliate scammer online for $5, just the asset cheaper, undercut you. And then you're going to have to fight them or track them down in person or something, whatever you want to do at that point. But it is annoying. It's inevitable being on top that people will steal and sell your stuff for cheaper. Just don't make it easier for them.
Part of all this stuff is the community, seeing your guys' progress, and honestly, just seeing you guys interact with each other is like my favorite part of every day. So if you go and click this link right here, this will prompt you to make a community check-in post. After you finish your first week, you can go in and post in the 28-day challenge category. This is going to be good for progress updates. And this will also be good if you have any questions about the 28-day challenge or you want to see what other people are doing. That's where all this will live. Let me show you a bit about the drills. This is what we're all here for. So you'll get a video to start that explains everything you know how to do that drill. Then underneath, if you've already, maybe you're the type of person you want to watch all of them real fast just to get oriented. That's probably honestly how I would work. And then you can just go back and look at some key takeaways if you need a reminder once you come up to that drill. Week 1 all the way down to week 4, and you'll be ending on some really, really fun stuff that you probably have never thought about before. I'm really excited for you guys to get in here, start the 28-day challenge, share your progress so I can see it and 1,000 other members can see it. And you can really see what we're all about here at Skate IQ. I'll see you inside.
Sweet, Prince. Any first thoughts on that video?
Yeah, I feel like it should have been more showing like cool flips and like before and after, and like I've seen some cinematic VSLs before on Skool, which was very unique, and like it could have been a lot more showing the desired results, the results in the community, um, like a lot of different things like that. This was a little bit,
Agreed. Dude,
yeah,
you hit on a bunch. As far as like the principles of influence, which I apply to any sort of conversion scenario, we're missing social proof. We're missing liking. Like I didn't come off. I'm sure this guy is amazing, and he's probably a great coach because the sales and marketing could be vastly improved. Yet he's the best and doing so well on Skool. So he's probably a great teacher. Probably has a great track record. I didn't get any of that, so therefore I don't really like him that much either. So like he didn't establish liking or authority very well, social proof very well. Um, there was no reciprocity even of the challenge. It's like I have to pay $9 a month to get access to the cool thing that you just showed me, which is a tracker. That to me is probably not the target market's like main thing that they're gonna be like excited about. I would once we get in there, the first thing I would do if we buy through this is post, hey guys, what do you think is the coolest part of this course? I just saw the tracker, but I'm looking for something more exciting. And me as a student doing that, it will expose a lot of gaps in the marketing messaging. If someone's like, oh, bro, like, yeah, that's actually part of like not, I never look at the tracker at all, but there's this one video where he jumps over the Grand Canyon, like on a skateboard or like, and then parachutes into the like, I'm like, holy crap. He's like, yeah, just watch that. That's the type of stuff that I'm trying to get to so I can get to the liking elements. And then finally, what am I missing? Consistency. I've already pointed out a few inconsistent items. So to me, it's very
yeah.
much so much optimization that can be happening here. Yep.
And I also think that one huge thing can be for him is like in-person stuff, because it's a skateboarding community and they have like 1,000 people. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in similar areas, and that can be like a huge selling point where you can make friends and skate in person, improve together, and things like that. I think that can be really huge on Skool.
Very much so. Like I was saying, my son has a fabulous like skateboarding instructor at a local place near us. Incredible instructor. In person commands way more than $999. Is that a month, his Ascension, the top one?
Yeah,
Maybe it is in person. I guess we'll know when we get there.
yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. I had the
Cool.
same thoughts. Let's continue.
Okay, let's join it. I guess that's what we.
Yep.
So yeah, 100% money back guarantee. At least I like one thing I like about this a little bit is that it's pretty short. That's important. Having
Yeah.
it like short, because some people they put so much text, no emojis, hard to read. So at least this is a little bit easier to read, which is a good point. And the nice
So
graphics. Clean.
I'm a hater, guys, because I've just been through so many funnels. I hate my own funnels, like and see stuff all the time. So just know that if you look at ours, there's things that I'm like wanting to improve too. To me, 100% money back guarantee without context is super, super troubling. That means he could lose all of his revenue. Here's worst case scenario. I like buy a press release as a competitor. I say, hey, this guy scammed me for money. And then I post it in Schoolers or like for his followers, tag him, everyone sees it. Everyone, because there is no language protecting the terms of the money back guarantee, they all believe me, let's say, because I was persuasive and they all refund. Now you have $0 a month in MRR, or like most likely it gets cut in half. You always have people who are like, whatever, it's not a scam, right? Yeah. But worst case scenarios, you want to protect yourself from the damage of one, swan event really destroying all of the revenue that you work so hard to keep and build. So to me, put 100% money back guarantee that you'll get, I don't know, like that because it's an undefined goal that you'll get a little bit better.
Yeah.
What if I just say I didn't get better? There's no way to check.
Yeah.
Right. So to
There's
me, make it contingent on something.
Yeah, there's also no time frame as well, like money back.
Yeah, there's no time frame. So like if we buy through here and just I'll just like, hey, $100 to anyone who refunds right now, you could literally destroy the whole group, right?
Yeah.
There maybe not the whole group, but once again, like that's not a scenario I want to do. And I've had like those are hyperbolic examples, guys, but they've happened to me before. It's not like it happens all the time, but there's a time for there's a time for being a little bit sloppy, but when you're on top again, especially a school games winner, if you guys are watching this, any school games winners, button yourself up. Someone is looking at you as a comp, like what we do for this series, and they're figuring out how they could maybe grow a course as big as yours. And a lot of people aren't like abundance thinkers. They're scarcity minded, and they're going to be like, how can I take their customers as opposed to how can I go and find my own? So that's all I'll say.
Yeah. I do see your privacy in terms, but I think let me check it out. I think it's on Skool. For Skool, I don't think it's for, but do you think that this protects him a little bit, or do you think that this is more for Skool?
So what I do these days, dude, is I've always done this. I just copy the
Yeah.
the person that I know in our industry that has a lawyer on staff, like that is
Mhm.
clearly buttoned up version. A lot of times we end up copying like other school games winners' privacy policies. And imagine that the
Yeah.
one person who started that just didn't care, and then all of us have a bad one. So that's all I had on this. Let's go ahead and join.
Okay.
You need card
Cool.
information?
Okay. Interesting. No, I think it's already on Skool. So he has
Okay.
$9 a month, community access, street, park, and vert tutorials, video recordings, coaching session videos, 9% discount on IRL events. Okay, that is
There
good.
is
I don't
that.
know why he did not mention that at all.
Yep.
Which is, yeah,
Huge
and
benefit.
I'll love
I
you
will love you
forever.
forever is kind of cute. I don't hate that. That's actually I like
Yeah,
that. I like that.
and
Yeah.
then
Matt Ryder
yeah,
does a similar thing like that. He leaves one bullet just for it's like the Matt fanboy package tier. If you guys see his school course, it's great. Yeah. All
yeah,
right.
that adds a great touch, and then everything in
That
standard.
I'm gonna go out on a huge cliff here and make a prediction that
Yeah,
less than 10% of people buy that middle one. I bet
okay,
all the revenue is done at the 9 and the 365 because the additional benefits for that are so vague. Three-phase program I get in addition and a
yeah,
29% discount on. So if you want a discount on IRL events, you're clearly going to go the last one because that would make way more sense. You get a bigger discount
yeah,
there. And like three-phase program is legitimately the only reason to buy the middle, which would be insane.
yeah, and I
Actually,
think
I'm going to make a prediction that 5% or less buy the middle.
but
Yeah.
you'd be surprised because also inside there you can upsell people. So there's different in the classroom and stuff. So there could be more people potentially if he makes a better case for
Cool.
this.
All right. Prince is gonna
Yeah.
bet me that bet me. We'll bet $5 on it. Let's see.
Okay.
Is there
But the
actually
thing
any
is,
way to tell? We can't tell,
we
can we?
unless for admins we can't. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
We'll never know.
and then VIP. Okay, 365 a year. All standard. Premium video reviews, lifetime access to all training programs. That's
Hmm.
interesting when it's yearly.
Yep.
And then early access for new programs. Yeah, it's not that strong because it's only like $30 a month or so, I believe.
Yeah. To me, I'm gonna try to avoid judgment on because I'm not target market probably for his audience. I would when I look at this, just though base marketing psychology and price anchors. There is an optimization that I would suggest, but it's with everything you got to test it. And pricing gives you so much to test. There should be with Skool, and you're doing three, you have the ability to make a price test at his level of sales and volume. Anyone who's a school games winner could be testing price every 7 days or so and getting a
Yeah,
significant. So to me, like the middle one seemingly is the weakest. I generally like to then in that case, if the middle is the weakest, um, and the top one you are saying is expensive relative to the value prints, let's just say, then I like to make the discount
yeah,
on IRL events the same on middle tier than I would the top tier, which case then makes the top the anchor all of a sudden and makes the 29 pop as opposed to the 9. So that is just one like philosophy I would have. And then you would try another where you try to get people to choose the top by bringing the middle up. So if you brought the middle up to like $199 or even better,
yeah,
299, it would make the 365 seem a lot
exactly.
better of a value. Yeah.
That's exactly what I did for the school games because when they turned it 3 months, I played around with the prices where I wanted more annual subscriptions in the first 2 months because of churn. And then so I moved the monthly price higher to the annual. so that the annual looks more of a discount. It literally tells them exactly how much they're getting as a discount, and then that increased the annual sales as well.
Yeah, right. There's so much that you do. The main lesson here is that you need to be testing price. Price is the most significant A/B test across any
Yeah,
funnel that you can make. I'm trying to think
yeah,
of, except maybe swapping the offer itself out, which is,
yeah.
tied to the price.
Yeah, and a great thing too on Skool now, you can see the stats are much better now. So you can see like I don't know. Let me
Show
see if
us.
I
Yeah,
can.
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
I'll show you in a skill community. I'll show this. So you can see now. What is it called? Let's see. Yeah, you can see like
Ooh,
LTV. You can see
let's
average
go.
revenue. So like, yeah,
If anyone on the Skool team is watching this, thank you. I requested analytics heavily early on, I know.
yeah,
And this is
much better.
serviceable. Well, like this actually you can run a recurring revenue business and make good decisions on there. We're missing LTV to CAC, which would be great. Um, but other than that, this is a good start. I saw also there is base attribution, right? An acquisition channel attribution split up by so you can see your marketing
Yeah,
model. Where's that
yeah,
at?
that's not out. That's not out yet. Are you talking about the one
Yeah,
that
I
I
just saw that
texted
on the
you? Yeah.
school update. I didn't know it hadn't been rolled yet.
Yeah, they'll be out
That's going to
soon.
be
Yeah,
big. Yep. And once we get there, that's mainly what 99% of people need is just knowing where they're cohorts. Yes. Okay. Engagement
yeah,
cohorts is huge. I would love to see outcome oriented cohorts, like where you could tie some sort of goal or define instead of just pure engagement. So engagement counts as what? A
yeah,
comment, a post, it can be hacked. But it is generally better than daily active users as far as a community metric, in my opinion. Better directional.
yeah, yeah. You can see the engagement with it. Where was
Yeah,
it?
doing engagement cohorts. If you're a founder watching this and you have a community manager, this is the chart that I look at to evaluate a community manager's effectiveness if I don't have another North Star. So if you have an outcome of like community manager must help with Ascension, maybe you're measuring them on number of sets or like per month. Otherwise, a good place to start if you don't have any Ascension is engagement cohorts and you're looking for them to get better every week. More green, less yellow, or for it to
Yeah,
go from yeah, you basically want less yellow, is what I would say.
yeah,
So every week, tell him, like, hey, what are we doing in order to make sure that there's less yellow and more green on here? And he should be able to tell you, or she should be able to tell you, hey, well, we noticed in June, right? A lot of people were dipping month 6. We dropped to 11% from 21. Why? What I found out is
yeah,
that people hate your like week 6 video. You should re-record it. And then I, as a founder or an expert, I'm like, oh, thank you. I thought that was weird that we got cut in half when from month 6 to month 7, 11.9, 11.9, right? So no one lost. But that drop between
yeah,
5 and 6 is clearly there's something there. So I won't get too nerdy about it, but probably in the future we can
yeah.
look at this now and actually make strength of community assessments.
Cool. Let's
Cool.
join this.
Really, the purpose of the show is just to make sure that we support Skool creators, which
Okay.
is, I know that sounded sarcastic, but like actually, and we pay for stuff and we're not going to refund. We don't charge
Yeah.
back. Yeah. Prince, if you feel like you didn't get your money's worth, take advantage of the 100% money back
100.
guarantee though.
Good.
Yeah.
First thing, I don't see any like start here. I don't see anything here. This is his website. Um, like
Yeah, I don't love the
in
fact that you just did that. Like that was obviously one of the first things that popped in your head was scan the first few I saw you do posts and then click his website. His website doesn't seem like it's a conversion or a stick vehicle. Maybe it gets to know him more, but that to me should be pointed at something else. The either the
yeah,
Ascension or a conversion YouTube video or something.
yeah, like an onboarding call or like a triage call or
Yeah,
something.
anything
Yeah,
but
yeah.
an external website at that point. Like if they presumably they know a little bit about you because they bought the $9 a month. I would
Mm.
think. I would think.
I actually do like having some wins here to showing that, the
Me
people that
too.
went through this stuff works. That is good. And
Yep.
then tips is good, but I guess main thing would be just having like 1 or 2 wins max, and then having a start here.
Yeah, I wouldn't,
Yeah.
right. I wouldn't do, there might be a reason. Like it could be very important to their process to pin this week's video
Okay.
reviews, but I would pin the wins and I would choose the wins of either the coolest thing that people want to learn when they join the community, or like the number one thing that if skateboarders just learn this, they would be like thrilled. And for I don't know what it is for skateboarding, but for the guitar course, Sonora, that I invested in and helped Spencer grow in the initial early days, the activation point was they just want to be able to jam with their friends. So they need to get to a level of comfortableness where they can learn scales and the whole entire fretboard in order for them to feel comfortable doing that and improvising. So like whatever that is for skateboarders, I would just, again, survey your students and ask, what's like the number one trick or thing that if you just learn this, $9 a month would be worth it? Right. That's best practice. And even at that, people would be like, honestly, if I learned anything new, any new trick would be worth $9 a month, then you know that it's indiscriminate. Just post whatever.
Yeah, at
Cool.
least he has a message auto DM sending to the classroom.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
that's yeah,
Do
at
you like
least.
that message or would you make it better in any way?
To be honest, not really. It does a little bit, because the reason I'm saying that, because it should be more like, an activation point, or like, introduce
Hmm.
yourself or something like that, rather than go to the classroom. The classroom's also the second, I guess, second best a little bit, where they can
Yep.
get started. But I definitely
To
think,
me, it's
yeah.
historically the third best place to put someone is what I'll say. I think the copy could probably be a bit more targeted to the target market, no matter what, even without being the market. I know that that's just generic kind of copy. What I would say is, hey, click this, and then I would go right to one video instead of just the overall classroom. I would point them to the video that has the most
Mhm.
activation potential. Back at
Okay.
consulting.com days, that was a few different videos in a few different weeks for Accelerator. But certainly like the dark force holding your heels, duality of man, like there are certain videos that come to mind where I'm just like, if I send them to this video, they'll stick, like certain week 2 ones. If I send them, let's call it right into the Facebook ads module, it ends up getting people confused and they don't stick. There are certain things I knew about that, but beyond just the classroom, getting someone on a Q&A call and getting someone to introduce themselves or participate and engage in the community are both higher priority to me than even classroom. Situational depending on courses, but those are the big three is like Q&A calls of service delivery here, right? Q&A calls, I guess in-person events would be a fourth category, but for the most part, Q&A, community engaging, and getting them to watch something or consume content. He went right to here,
Yeah.
which isn't bad. Like Prince said, it's not the
Yeah.
worst we're seeing.
And also, I didn't realize that he sent them to a start here, so that's actually bonus points a little bit. I thought it was just going to go straight to
Me
the,
too.
the
Yeah.
course. So having a start here a little bit, that helps. I think, yeah, he didn't mention that in the VSL, but yeah,
Yep. I still
I
don't
think
know how it works, how the challenge works. There's no like prize. Like I would lead with a prize here. How it works in your shot at getting $970 worth of free skating gear. Something like that. Benefit.
exactly a really good example is actually this screen time community that I joined. It was like a 21-day challenge, or no, I actually made it a 7-day. He changed it a few times, but he made it like there was a prize. At first, it was like $1,000, and then he made it very like step by step, and now it's shut down. But like, look, he made it like chapter 1. He made it Lord of the Rings themed, and just made it 3 small action steps. Daily reminder to come back to school. Download the school app, and then post your mission 1, which is a post to a school post. Introduce yourself. It's like very.
I
This
like
guy works
this.
at school, so he knows. He knows what he's
That's
doing.
probably, yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out. This is really well done.
yeah.
And
He had many iterations. So
whoa,
yeah,
this is cool. Well, dude, Prince, I know we're 5 minutes over. I know you had a hard stop
yeah.
here. At this
No,
point,
I
okay,
rescheduled it
we're good.
already.
Okay, sweet. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
gonna CTA to part 2, but we'll keep going. Thank you guys.
yeah. So let's read the step 1. Locate the 20-day challenge classroom. You're already here. Step 2. Go through the program day by day. Recommended. Yeah, you should do something similar to what I showed earlier. It's like put an alarm and make the steps simpler, right? We're already in the classroom, so he doesn't need step 1. Step, you should start here and then have an alarm, make a copy of your personal progress tracker. This is very interesting. I didn't have really the best personal experience with progress tracker because it makes things more confusing for people. Like they have to go to a different thing. I feel like if he's able to keep it within Skool would be ideal. And then update your tracker daily.
I agree with you, by the way. Anytime you can offload complexity back to yourself as opposed to the user, you don't want to make things harder. Like they already probably have a hard time. That's why they're in a challenge, learning a skill. Having them keep their own progress is something like, think about a personal trainer. Would they ever let that happen?
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's your sheet. You fill it out after you do 7 reps. No. Well, some probably do, but the best personal trainers I see come with your progress on there and they know because they've reviewed it ahead of time that you were at 155 pounds last week and this time we're going to try to push to 160 and they're going to mark it. So also just like you can lie to yourself on progress trackers. Imagine that you are the best personal fitness trainer or best skateboarding instructor in the world and your students are filling it out and they're telling you didn't learn anything. Now that starts to affect your psyche because you're like, well, clearly you progress. I'm seeing you progress, but you didn't feel like you progressed. Now it's a feeling. Now it's like people either lie or just misperceive what the challenge is. I would take that away from them, even though that's more work for you.
Exactly. And also having some sort of, I don't know. I think if they're more have a daily check-in thing would be ideal, but I don't know. Not a lot of people, I feel like will be hard for them, but I feel like having some sort of daily thing, at least for the first 7 days or 5 days, just to get them some momentum and like get them hooked on Skool. Because once I heard Sam said the stat was like once they get to level 2 or 3, they stay in your community. Their chances of staying in your community goes way longer. So that's why there's usually the 3 steps here: download the Skool apps, like and comment, and then there's like watch the intro video, and then
those are Skool's own
yeah,
points, huh? That's interesting.
exactly. Because before then, it used to be a big issue. Like a lot of communities didn't know to have a start here. They didn't know how to do a lot of stuff. So Skool had to make their own universal one.
How do I get the cat to float above my community's bar? Is that everyone?
So this is a little hack where you just say let there be cat.
No way.
I believe, and then it shows up, and then shoe cat to make it disappear. Like if I say shoe cat, it disappears.
Shout out to the Skool team. You guys are the best. And I forget what Sam's cat's name is. Hopefully he's still alive. He's still alive. Wow, that's super cool. And then in the future, maybe we'll show you some more Easter eggs. The only one I know right now is like getting Kim Kardashian and everyone to join your community, getting the alerts, the proof alerts.
Yeah, it's actually included in here. You make it rain. This is where
make it rain.
It was first discovered with all the like you see it right here.
Yeah, I think it was Ryan Duncan who exposed it for me. Yeah, like I love doing that to people all the time now, and I just don't say anything until they say anything. They're like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, like it's the community. Like how I would use that as a growth hack is by doing a welcome video or demoing for someone, and just imagine that you're like, hey, on the inside of this challenge, here's what you're gonna get. See, you trigger that real fast for someone, just keep it moving. They're like, whoa, Warren Buffett joined that skateboarding course on Skool, crazy." And then you just let them make that assumption and claim in their head.
Yeah, and that's social proof right there.
Yeah, it's one way to get it.
Yeah,
I don't know what I would call that label. It is a conversion element, but it's I think it would be liking. It's because it's parody social proof.
yeah, exactly. Especially with 50 cents and everything. Yeah,
For sure.
okay.
One time, 50 Cent stayed at the hotel room above us for an owners club event last year. He had the suite.
That's crazy.
Someone on our team ran into him at the elevator and didn't pitch him to be a BV, so we were sad. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like that's like what I hear a lot when you meet some either singer or something like that. You gotta pitch them on something.
You have to. Well, you don't have to, but that's one thing I'm really good at. I have a pitch for anyone. You just throw out a random name and I'll do it instantly. So as soon as I see someone at that level, I'm just like, I always end up telling people, hey, have you ever thought about, teaching what you've learned? I imagine you're super skilled at this point and want to give back or whatever that is. And then they'll say yes or no. But yeah, if that's for my growth operators out there who run into celebrities, just bring them to me.
Yeah, I think I missed out when I met Central City. I could have
Yeah.
Instead of pitching for a picture, I should have pitched for
Yeah.
making teaching his knowledge, because I think that
Yeah.
a lot of artists, they don't make a lot of money, but he's able to do so. I feel like that would do well.
100%. Like $20,000 or $19,000 a month for a skateboarding like course. If you tell someone 19,000 a month and you have to do just 2 weekly Q&A calls, that's going to seem like sorcery. Now they're like, whoa, my
Yeah,
time is $10,000 an hour almost like for billing after I do the initial load.
yeah.
So it's a
On top
very
of the Ascension as well, so he makes even more. Yeah,
right. So to me, Central C probably isn't. Well, he might be at about that rate, like for a studio rate of like, hey, you need a verse, 10,000 hours an hour or 10,000 a verse.
yeah,
He probably is, but for
and
certain
he can make a
people,
lot more.
you can make
Yeah,
a lot more, right? That's just the base.
I really like him splitting it into weeks as well.
Me too.
That's well done.
That's my
Equal
favorite.
days. Yeah,
That's best practice. He really nailed that part.
yeah. So that at least they know exactly what to do. Because I was lost a little bit of the screen time thing because he kept switching things, but the
Hmm.
having each day, I think he was trying to improve it, but having each day there and the small action steps were really, really useful into me getting uh, a lot of results in a month's time. So okay, there's key takeaways. I feel like there should be a little bit of action steps. I really like the action steps to that was done in here.
Dang. I wonder where he's at. It looks like around me, somewhere in Arizona or Palm Springs, Southwest America for sure.
And I like that it's 1 minute long a little bit because that is short because people have short attention span. So most people are more likely to make more progress. But maybe it's too short. I don't know.
I like how
As long
you,
as
yeah.
yeah,
That dude, I will save that argument for another time. The fact that most people have short attention spans is self-fulfilling, and if we keep telling ourselves that as the whole world,
yeah,
it'll just happen. So I would say humans have great long attention spans. We actually binge Netflix series is completely if we're focused.
true.
So I will just throw that out in the world and make sure
It's
we don't
true.
all end up degenerate scroll feeding animals at some point.
And I definitely think she should add a link under each video towards the Ascension, like either type form or something like that. They did it really, really well in the free school course here, where they have like a book of call under every single video, and it's like nicely put in like this.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I feel like having something like that, a CTA under each video, and there's also no next steps. Like they also have a next step here after the last video for
Yep.
their Ascension, what is course, and there's no video or nothing explaining the Ascension after the 28 day, even
Oh,
though he
that's
does
is that one
have
supported by School? Is are for me that was
no.
really smart. How do you get and use School brand terms? I have a workaround, but he used free
And
school course, which is against the
yeah,
actual guidelines, I believe.
I don't think so. He used to be actually his paid thing used to be School Masterclass, and then he switched it to course.com.
Maybe they
But
changed that. At a certain point, I tried to do the first thing I thought of when I made a school community
yeah,
is just to steal brand equity. So I was like,
yeah,
school games winners or like whatever it is, just so you can get
yeah,
more inbounds. But that was off limits. And I'm curious how they did that.
because they're close with School, and like, but his main
Uh,
thing, yeah, his main thing though
he's helping.
his
He's yeah.
his course, and it's also like yeah, but I
Yeah,
think he
I
did
wanted
really
to
well.
use it to like hijack the audience. So he's just actually training people on how to use School. That makes it acceptable.
Yeah, and he switched it a little bit by saying more of like how to make online courses using School, YouTube, and ads and AI. And before it used to be like how to make money with School, and it was
Okay.
people thought it was with School, but he made it at least a little bit different. But
Wait,
uh,
well, some other time. Yeah, I would never like redirect it to Kajabi affiliate or anything like that, guys. If School Team is
yeah,
watching this, I wouldn't be that dumb, but that's interesting. It's cool.
one big thing is I don't like that there's so much different courses and like unorganized a
Dang.
little bit.
If you
Um,
guys caught the collab episode that we did, same sort of thing. Things unlocked based
yeah,
off of time and money, and you didn't know when. So on some of them, it was like level setting or outcome oriented. So to me, I'm just confused. Now, what's going to happen? Most users are like me. They are going to look at this and choose the one that you don't want them to choose, like with high probability. It's like, where
Yeah,
should they own the journey? Like, they shouldn't, it should never be choose your own adventure unless the course title is like how to use your imagination better. And you're going to like, that's the philosophy of what you're trying to do. But otherwise, take them
yeah.
through a linear outcome-based journey. It's a challenge.
You
Like,
should.
the challenge isn't to get confused.
Yeah, I don't like that it's only $29 for each
Why
thing,
is that?
or
Oh, because
because
it's
the VIP is like 300 and something, 365 a year, right? So because the whole reason for this is to actually upsell them. So
Mhm.
usually the pricings, what I've seen is they make it slightly more higher so that it just makes more sense. Oh, somebody joined. It makes more sense
Hey, that's your
to
money. Congratulations, Prince.
no, no, it's just a past client.
Well, shout
But
out. That's also cool, guys. If you work with Prince, he will continue to make you money long after you guys are working together. That's how good he is at community. All right.
uh,
I agree, dude, with
but
all of that. It's
yeah,
just like to me, this is
mhm,
now it's causes confusion and they're gonna buy the wrong thing. And there is a lack of strategy or just coherent strategy here of just how the Ascension will work. When it
yeah,
reminds me of people on the acquisition side of marketing, if you guys are media buyers or organic social marketers, the equivalent to this is the idea of posting on every single social channel without tracking links and pointing them all at different upsells. It causes this huge attribution, like messy ness that people are like, you can't understand. Like, we have no idea where the customer journey is so complicated, the prospect journey is so complicated. It's because of you as the owner. The prospect journey is really simple for a lot of the funnels I design. It's they go from one channel to one funnel, and then they book a call, and then they buy, and it's done in a line. So, and then there's
yeah.
loops, obviously, that link the stages of the funnel back to the next step, but it can be super, super simple. The same thing applies to the back end, right? And a lot of people don't do that well, including this. Like, I had to make a broad swoop recommendation. Actually, Prince, what would you recommend? If you had to improve this, what would you do? And
I
then I'll
would
take the one I'd have.
first hide a lot of the classrooms and then start making it more simple like this, right? Okay, there's the $9 a month one, first module, and then I'd have next steps to actually we actually did with the free school course, we had upsells like this, premium and VIP, and it confused things, the Ascension for the higher ticket. So we
Mm-hmm.
actually just scrapped it and then we just focused on book a call and straight to the higher ticket. So maybe you should try to like just focus on the one price point for the community and then the higher ticket. I
Yep.
feel like you'd
So
make more money.
great recommendation. Like for me, the process specifically for anyone out here, I can kind of just walk you through. If you've gotten to the point where yours is too messy as well, I'll share my screen for a second.
Yeah.
This is what you should do. This me and Sam used to teach at a course called consulting.com. But basically these 10 operating principles, track requirements, and then eliminate ruthlessly that's the step he needs to be on right here. You got to simplify before you optimize. So like when there's so many different ascension paths, you're creating this whole nest that you don't know where to optimize. So don't try, and you'll never like have significant A/B tests. And if they do win, you won't know why if you skip the eliminate ruthlessly. So try to get it down. How ruthlessly I would eliminate is up to you. However, I would go down to just one thing that's locked, and
Yeah.
the rest is up to your discretion. So that being said, I don't know what the video is, but I would hide pretty much everything and make it less than how many do we see? How many modules were on that thing?
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, I would eliminate 80% of that.
Yeah, I feel like this stuff, like the guest appearance or like a podcast
That's
or
super
whatever.
cool. And it's Tony Hawk. Like, why is that at the bottom? You're right. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but I'd also like have this more as bonus content in the community because whenever it's in the classroom, it feels like homework. But whenever
Yeah.
it's in here, I'd make it like kind of how they do it in schoolers, like gems, and make
Hmm.
it like just
Yeah,
posts.
gems. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. No, that's crazy that he buried that at the bottom. Imagine.
yeah.
Nuts. Okay. That's good enough for now. We could go into
Okay.
strategy later, but he just needs to eliminate. In the future, guys, this probably will be a lot tighter of a process, and we'll get it dialed down to where we have a standard format. Is there anything at this point you guys would want to see us cover specifically about Skool that you're struggling with? Also, drop that as a comment. At this point, I would love to see that, and then we could talk about later how much in depth we need to go on this series in order to make it valuable for you guys. So a lot of you guys probably know some of the stuff that we covered today. There's probably areas of stuff that you have questions about that we didn't cover. We didn't cover the recommendation of maybe going to a free trial as much. We didn't do a lot of things. So put that down there if there's something that's really pressing. And Prince, I'll let you take it home with anything that you want to say before I kind of recap here.
Yeah, I think the Ascension path is, I mean, the 999 a month is pretty empty. Like if I share my screen real quick, so I don't think it's even worth joining because who knows what's inside? Maybe it's empty, and doesn't look like there's much people inside. Yeah, there's no link
we
to
just
book.
go in there and they're like, "Who are you guys?" So
No link to book a call, no video, no graphics, no nothing.
Shout out to Skate IQ who doesn't know that we're doing this right now. Thank you for being a good sport about it. Reach out to us too if you want help, and hopefully this was helpful. Like there's clearly a lot of value in this. In the fact we saw Tony Hawk at the end and a bunch of other cool stuff. Must be working. People aren't leaving your skating community, and that's the biggest thing. Is the product usually always wins, but acquisition and the mechanics of it can make you a lot more money. So that's my overall thought. Well, thank you guys, Prince. This is super enjoyable. I can't wait to tear every single Skool games winner down.
Yes, sir. Let's see if we get some fireworks. There we go. Awesome.
All right. Cheers.